Hey, what's good, everybody? I want to ask you guys to, forgive me. This is my first time doing this, and I want to give shout out to Ratchet TV. I was able to peep out, how he was. Shout out to StreamYard. Just wanted to try this out, you guys. I had put on here, let's talk about it. I didn't really come on here with a real agenda or nothing like that, because it's my first time doing this right here or whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna get any viewers or anything like that. Anybody that watch this, I want to just thank you first off for even coming and watching and viewing this. I won't wait for nobody to get in here or anything like that. I just want to go on and move forward and just start communicating about what I would communicate about, even if I was just doing an actual recording without being on live. But today I'm live. If anybody see this video or you on here and you wanted to have ever wanted to talk to me, you could do it now. Hey, I'm here. I wanted to do this. I feel like it's so necessary for us now to get to a point to where we have those that's bold enough to stand up and speak about stuff that's necessary to be spoken about. Seem like the hot topic in our just say hip hop culture right now is Mo3 death. I'm not gonna use my platform to speak about something that I don't have don't know nothing about. As far as his murder itself, I do have an opinion, have had and a strong opinion about what took place. It was wrong, pretty much. But that man is he's gone. He's resting in peace. He with the Lord, and I hope and pray that he with the Lord. So at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. So all this, speculation about who did it and this, that, and whatnot, I've been listening to and seeing a lot of bloggers, have this on their platforms talking about him specifically. Like, it's crazy how these folk just capitalize off of this man's death and communicated about it to a level that, like, they are involved. Like, they have vested interest in the situation. Like, that's crazy. I couldn't do that, me personally. I mean, I'm a fan. I don't watch Mo3 videos and stuff. I liked his music even before he left this earth. But for me to get involved with trying to find out who did and all sort of stuff like that, I feel like that is entirely overboard. Like, that is literally overkill. So y'all got y'all right to do that. I was talking to, like I was saying, shout out to Ratchet TV. I was talking to them, early this morning, and yeah, it was real crazy. Some of the stuff that was being said. One of them guys got on there talking about F Mo3 and all this other stuff like that. I'm like, man, that's crazy for you to be bold enough to say that type of stuff about a man that's gone. And like I said, but I'm not here to talk about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the man. I don't have no vested interest, in that situation whatsoever. But it's real. You know what I'm saying? That's something that really did happen. And it's something that folks really trying to capitalize off of. So enough all of that. If I can, though, I wanted to start a conversation about emotional maturity. I don't know, how many of y'all even thought about that type of stuff. But if you really look at what's going on right now in our world, especially the men, we got a lot of men that are entirely too emotional to a point to where they take their emotions and start to act on them and to hurt somebody else in the name of their emotions. And then start to think about, the consequences later. when you should have been thinking about that when you had the time to do so. That's the reason why when they charge people with murders and stuff like that, it's either going to be premeditated, first or second degree. It's all about your opportunity. How much of an opportunity did you have to make the decision to not do that? And anybody that's in here, could you let me know you're here, and I appreciate you being here. Like and subscribe. I want to give you a shout out. Let me know that you're here. I appreciate you being here. This is the Sophisticated Black Strong channel. I mean, I'm kind of new to all of this, and this is something that I'm going to start doing more often, not for the sake of views, but this is a very good source to be able to get people to communicate. That's one of the biggest things I can appreciate about social media. This is a source of communication. Like, we really get an opportunity to communicate with each other. We could communicate with people that's, in one state. I could be in Arizona and somebody is all the way in New York, and we could communicate with each other about subject matters. This emotional maturity is something that really need to be talked about, like really put into perspective, like seriously put into perspective. Because we don't have enough people. I'm gonna just say people. I ain't gonna use the male and female stuff, but we don't have enough people that actually have it together in their emotions to the point to where when they are pressed, that they know how to handle themselves without messing up or end up having to suffer a loss in the situation because of their actions. The reason why I can articulate that so well is because I'm one of them. My family, those that's closest to me know that I've known to have a bad temper. And I have worked very, very hard on that. That's the reason why I am a very good person to talk about emotional maturity, because that's something that I was lacking, for a while. And I'm still working towards it, but I got a good hold on to it. Now, I don't want to be messed with and bothered, folks want to try me or nothing like that. But, as far as me keeping my head where I need to be at, as far as my emotions are concerned, a lot of times I'm pretty good at that at this point. And I see a lot of men making these emotional decisions, killing and going after folks and stuff like that, saying, end up finding yourself done messed your life up for a temporary emotions. I mean, I had to do 18 months of probation because of temporary emotions and end up catching another charge in the process, a deadly conduct, discharge of a firearm, all because I couldn't control my emotions. I could have, but I was so pissed off and I felt like the way I was acting in the situation was justified. I did. I thought it was justified. I was like, man, you ain't, you ain't finna let you play with me like that. Not me. You play with somebody else, but not me. But at the end of the day, a lot of times it ain't even about you. When for every action there's a reaction. And see, a lot of times when you are in the place to where you are reacting, you are in more control of the person than an already acting. Because now you have the ability to evaluate which angle that you want to take, because this person had already played their card. They already played their card. They already let you know where they stood. So it's up to you on the way that you want to handle yourself in a situation like that. Like, it's good to be strong. It's good to walk away sometimes. It's good to let stuff go sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna have to go and stand up and stand your ground. True enough, you're gonna have to do that. But it's healthy for you as a man, especially in 2021 and moving forward, for us to learn how to walk away from some stuff. I mean, it's ways to turn away from strife, turn away from arguments, turn away from, you got to take your ego out of it though. When somebody say something to you, or give an example, I'm just gonna, we talking real here. Just say, a white man. I'm gonna go deep with this. I'm gonna just say you take a white man that call another black man nigger. Okay, we know that that's wrong. We don't want no white man calling us no nigga or nothing like that. All right, so just say he called you a nigga. Well, my question is, did he hit a nerve? Did he hit somewhere that it really that are you a nigga in what his terminology is? Probably not. Cause you ain't a nigga because you black. You a nigga because how you act. Little boy, get in that cage. Go. It's my dog. Um, but yeah, like that's a real strong, extreme example to be able to stand in somebody saying that, not, and it don't make you weak. I had to learn that too. Somebody say something crazy or whatever, you don't respond to it. That don't make you weak. That make you stronger than them. We really, as black men, need to understand what real strength is. That's one of my whole purposes on even starting to trying to do these, do this social media stuff, because I'm tired of running into weak black men that are so emotionally distraught and don't have no real communication skills, don't know how to articulate themselves when it comes to the way that they truly feel. That's one thing I feel like I have really, really got a good understanding on, is being able to say how I truly feel about stuff. I'm not gonna bite my tongue unless I'm gonna be saying some stuff that could potentially offend someone in a disrespectful way. You have to be accountable for what come out your mouth. That's why so much stuff be happening, because folks not accountable for what comes out of their mouth. God's word itself say death and life is in the power of the tongue. So it is what it is. Emotional maturity, to really put that into perspective, it's gonna change your life. Even when you go on and handling business or whatnot, it's gonna give you a better attitude and take out your personal perception of what you're dealing with as far as the human being is concerned that you face. Because really, they don't deserve to get an emotional rise up out of you at the end of the day. They don't deserve that. But why do we subject ourselves to being that way? The reason why is because of emotional immaturity. That's it. Because we allow their definition to hit us in a place that potentially they could be hitting on something. Because the one thing I can't get offended by is being called something that I'm not. I can't get offended by that. I got to a place now, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna even put myself in a situation to where a person gonna be in front of me talking like that. Cause me, at this point in my life, as a 41-year-old man, I ain't gonna talk to you. You want to be immature, get to saying a lot of stuff like, on my videos or whatever. I got people out saying all kind of crazy stuff. I ain't finna talk crazy to you. I ain't finna talk crazy to you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your problem. Whatever your problem is with me, that's your problem. I'm not gonna reciprocate your energy because I have nothing to defend. You are the one with the problem. And now you are per se, oh, truth be told, what's up, brother? How you doing this morning? I appreciate you coming and watching my channel. I had to go and get on here, bro, because last night that was I like having that conversation that we had. But it started going left a little bit. Truth be told, if you want me to, brother, I could bring you in. I don't know how to, I'm just not learning how to do this. You know what I'm saying? We could chop it up, whatever. I'm gonna see if I can probably figure out how to do this. Bring you in this thing, bro. Okay, it's saying go to the clipboard. Okay, so I put that on the clipboard, and I'm gonna see how this works. So, brother, work with me. Truth be told, because like I said, it's my first time really doing this, and I said I'm gonna try it today, and I appreciate you on here, brother. But yeah, I'm on it, bro. I'm on this, emotional maturity. We need to understand what that truly means, because with stuff moving forward the way it is, like if we don't get it together as black men, man, we gonna become extinct. Now, I want y'all to think about this. Back in the days when, okay, brother, that's what's up. Back in the days when one sec. Okay, they got wives and children, and they going into public, in areas where racism exists. In the South, it was very prominent. And then a black man go out and then they try to emasculate him in front of his family or whatnot. Boy, you better move. My dog getting my goddamn nerve. That emasculation has happened to black men as well. to where they try to take the power away from us and change our total image. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like now it's like we then got so aggressive because we didn't got to a point where we didn't got tired. We was already tired. But what I was trying to get at is that you just imagine those men back then, if they had a bucked, a lot of men, a lot of old elders that was living back then, they'll tell you right now, they had to bite their tongue a lot, because if they hadn't, they probably would have got killed. They would have got killed. But they was thinking about what was most important at the time. They wife, they child. They had to handle themselves a different way because of the atmosphere that they was in. They would have lost. They would have lost that fight. Think about that. You got to choose your battles. I'm learning that, y'all. I'm learning. Like, Lord, no, I'm learning. We gotta get it. We gotta get it. I was, when I was talking to them other men, like this dude, I don't want to say his name, the little blogger or whatever. He know who he is. If he watch me, come look for me or whatever, he know who he is. Doing a lot of just nonsensical talking, saying F Mode 3, bro. Y'all, anybody that's watching this, if y'all was on Ratchet TV live, man, that was crazy what that boy was saying. I couldn't believe it. I felt sorry for him that you done stooped that low as a black man to assassinate the name of a man that's gone, dead and gone. For views? Is that what this whole social media stuff is about? For me, this is gonna be a platform for me to be able to get across a message to my brothers. That's all this is for me. I'm 41 years old. You see that picture behind me? I got a family, and I got a son on the way. I live by a standard. I live by a code as a man. That's why you see I am the sophisticated black strong. That's me. It's the sophisticated black strong channel. But at the end of the day, I want to see all of my brothers being sophisticated and strong. We black by nature. So we don't have to mention the color part of it, because to be honest with you, most men, whether black, white, Asian, Indian, whatever, you need to be strong. Your sophistication needs to come out, exude itself, like have a place in the way that you carry yourself. So when you go to places, the way you dress, the way you smell, that needs to have a place in your mannerism. I was always told that your reputation gonna follow you wherever you go. My grandmother taught me to stay clean, because you never know who you're going to meet. You know what I'm saying? You could meet somebody that you might not got $1 to your name, but you ain't got to look like that. You might not got $1 to your name, but you ain't got to act like that. It is what it is. But it is nothing wrong with putting something good on and looking good and getting out and just, being a productive person. See how it truly feels to be above board, to go in society and without drama on your mind. Exactly, Mr. Epps. Yes, sir. First impressions always count. That's right. But you know what though? You got some that try to assassinate your character regardless, bro. Like you could, like myself, man, I'm gonna say this because this is some real shit. I was on Ratchet TV and I was looking at some of the comments. You got folks that even want to try to assume the strength of a black man. They want to call him gay. How you gonna call a black man gay? Like you was in the bedroom with the man when he was doing whatever he was doing. Like what? At the end of the day, it's all just a means of disrespect. But see, when you emotionally mature, when somebody say that type of stuff to you, you're like, man, whatever, because it don't fit your bill. It don't fit you. You know it don't fit you. They want to get a rise up out of you. That's the thing. That's the devil's whole thing, is to trap you in your reaction to his actions. I'm guilty. I know it to be the truth. I'm guilty. I done done it. I done had to suffer losses because of my emotional immaturity. If I had not allowed myself to react at the time that this was going on, and I really knew that I was up under attack, I was the enemy trying to rob me right now. If I'd known that and I was conscious of that, I probably would have made a different decision. But I done learned my lesson now. So now, anybody that have, looked at any of my videos on my channel, you know that I'm a God-fearing man. There's a scripture, Philippians 1:13. And I'm just going to give a brief synopsis of what it said. It's saying, so that my bonds are manifested in the storehouse, many are bold to speak the word without fear. See, it's a lot of stuff that can come out of a man's mouth, but what are you talking about? And then, do you believe what you're saying? Do you believe it? Do you live it? I can boldly speak what I speak without fear, without having to even stutter, because it's real in me. I can stand on it, and I don't have to be disrespectful when I deliver it. I am who I am. God made me who I am. And when black men start to really understand who God made you to be, it's going to be a lot of things that's just not going to bother you. I'm going to put it like this. Mentally, you're going to think about it. It's going to probably bother your flesh, but your spirit going to immediately take over and say, you know what? I ain't going to do that. I done seen this before. I already know what this is. This is setup. Setup. I had this girl one time tell me when I was working, and the girl was like, man, you going to let them play you out your position. I didn't even really realize that when she said, I was like, girl, you on to something. I appreciate you giving me that. Because I could have, responded to her and been like, who the hell you little boy. My dog, get in this cage, boy. Go. Stay in there. Dog think he grown. He trying to go in places he ain't got no business. But yeah, I done learned my lesson. I done learned my lesson. I get it wrong still sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you, because it's it's a lot of stuff that that bother us just by nature that's going on. You got a lot of people just frustrated because of the conditions of things. I find myself being frustrated. When you just going out in public and you got a certain type of programming, but you having to balance your positive programming with these negative ass people. It's hard. It is a chore. Boy, I tell you, Mr. Epps, yes, they were. They ain't want to hear that. It is what it is, though. They don't have to hear it. That's fine. But the Bible itself say there's a way that seemeth right to a man, but the end is death. They can keep on denying it if they want to, but they ain't gonna be able to deny it when hell meet their doorstep. I was talking to somebody one time, brother. I was like, it's sad that it takes disaster for people to come to the master. It takes disaster for people to come to the master. Think about that. Everybody want to get to talking about some kumbaya, my Lord, when something pop off. But if 2-3 weeks later, you right back doing that same bull that you was doing. Ain't trying to help nobody. Your attitude still ain't changed, even though tragedy done hit us and as a unit. 9/11 hit, boy, I swear it seemed like everybody was just on some positive shit. But after like 2, 3, 4 weeks later, all the conspiracy theories popping off or whatever, everybody started going back to their normal American way. Ignorant and don't give a damn about nobody else. You ain't lying, Mr. Epps. Mr. Epps, I wish you could get on. Can you get on here, brother? Like, I would love to have a conversation with you on this thing or whatever, man. Like I was telling some other brothers over here, this is my first time doing this, but man, you own to something. Like you said, that people's hearts are getting hard. But you know what? God word said that's what was gonna happen, though. You know that? That's what I'll be thinking, like, because we got this mindset, like we want stuff to be better, and this and like, can we truly say anything gonna get any better? Will it get better? Or should we prepare ourselves for the worst? I think the latter. I think we need to start preparing ourselves for the worst. I don't think it's going to get any better. Because every time that okay, Mr. Epps, no problem, bro. Yeah, be safe. I can appreciate that. It really, they don't want us to get it. They don't want us to get it. They don't want us to get it. They want us to continue to be divided. They want us to continue to be temperamental. They pushing the emotional value of our surroundings. I mean, it's so much to trip about, whether it be your money, your job, your car. Sometimes it could be the way your children acting. Like, it's a lot of stuff. It conflict everywhere, and it's a blessing that we get a chance to make it to the next day. A lot of times, I mean, especially if you have been productive during that day and you didn't, have to, you know, life being threatened or, having no confrontations and stuff like that's a blessing if you were able to go through the day and not have that problem. It's sad that we have to literally find a way to balance that negative energy that's out here right now in order for the sake of peace. You have to avoid people for the sake of peace when you probably inside yourself, you would love to be able to have conversations with people. You want to be able to communicate with new people and stuff and meet folks and network or whatever, but you can't because of the conditions of people's mindset. And you probably going to end up introducing yourself to folks that are doing worse than you. Iron sharpens iron. Like me personally, I want to be able to start shaking hands with people that got their mind on success like I do. Black men, sophisticated, strong men that know who they are, that raise their children, that want to raise a generation of children that are business people or entrepreneurs, and not having to depend on the system in order to have something. It's necessary that we as black men start to motivate the young folk, start walking by example. It's hard to engage with new people, a lot of negative folks. Yes, sir, you're right. But I ask you this, Mr. Epps, and I know you're driving, so I won't expect you to type, but I'm just going to put this on your mind. Do we humble ourselves to that standard? Or do we set a standard against that and start to operate in a way that's going to almost, in a sense, dissolve that attitude in people? I'm going to tell you, it's a sacrifice to have an above board attitude and above board, conscious and a sense of morality when you're dealing with people that don't give a damn. That's why you got so many folks that go ahead and just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep my energy low, because if I were to, go any higher, that's not where people at, and they, I don't want nobody bothering me, or I don't want no attention and stuff like that. I'll tell you something. You will be surprised how much change that you will make if you were just to stop being afraid of your own people. Society have made us afraid of each other to the point to where that's how we treat each other, even when we're in each other's presence. Even right now, you brothers on here, I got 2 viewers, and I appreciate y'all. I ain't messed up about not getting no views, but as long as I'm able to get a message to you fellas, I thank God for it, because y'all two can take one of y'all can take this message somewhere else. You can take yours somewhere else, and that's 2 people with a message of positivity that they can put on other folks, and then it becomes infectious. Now, just imagine we was to get more people that actually had this mindset, but don't have a platform to talk about it. Because it seems like every platform that I've seen, folks want to talk about bullshit, drama, Mo3 dying, all this other stuff. What about talking about the solutions to prevent another Mo3 tragedy? What about that? Why we can't have conversations about that type of stuff as black men? This channel right here is going to be for that purpose. The Sophisticated Black Strong channel. I want to talk to my soldiers, the alpha males, the ones that get up and go to work every day, the average Joe, the average man, not the one that's, if you're rich and you get on my channel, whatever, so that's cool. I ain't mess up about your money. What I mess up about is your head space, your sense of morality, your conscience. Do you care about people? Or are you just another troll that want to get online and try to ruffle people up and try to get a reaction and views? I want any viewer that I get on anybody that support my channel to support me honestly, because that's all I'm gonna come with you guys with, honesty. I don't have no other agenda other than to talk to you, to my black brothers. I don't have no other agenda. And try to get and I ain't trying to push God on nobody, but see, that's the only reason why I know what I know. And why God he took that negative spirit up out of me. I battle sometimes my flesh, but that I don't have that negative spirit to where that's what I yearn for. I yearn for peace. I'm fighting for peace. If I gotta fight for anything, that's what I'm gonna fight for. And I ain't talking about fighting with my hands, but fighting, with faith. Like looking at situations objectively that I may find myself in when I'm dealing with other people. And don't allow them to determine the way that I'm gonna respond. If you got a problem, which I'll be honest with y'all, I don't really have too many problems with folks. My life is at peace. I got a peaceful life. I stay out the way. I raise my family. I get my money. I do what I need to do or whatever the case is. But being in a way, trying to upset people and stuff, that's God. And he took me to a place of peace, because I should not be living right now. I should be dead. Let the world tell it. I should be dead. I done had so much stuff happen to me, y'all. I don't want to start with that. But I thank God, because I don't even look like what I've been through. I know it's plenty of fellas. Mr. Hickman, I appreciate you being on my channel. I bet you brothers can relate to what I'm talking about. I know you can. It's time out. Most YouTubers now looking for a check drummer is what sells for them. However, people are thirsty for positivity and salvation. Boy, they just need the right vehicle. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If God used me, that's what it's gonna be. I'm not messing about monetizing videos and stuff like that. I just want to get the good news out that you are free. Being upset, being angry, being frustrated, confrontational, you are free from that. That is a choice on a daily basis. We as human beings are our own worst enemy at the end of the day. Sometimes we project negative energy, and once we start to go out in the world, that's what we start to look for, because your mind has this thing in it right at that very moment that you looking for trouble. That's a negative spirit. And what that's, you go looking for certain stuff, you're gonna find it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. When you think about those black men that have been murdered, sometimes I've even thought to myself, I was like, I wonder what did they think when they woke up that morning that they was not gonna see the next day. I wonder sometimes, what was it that happened that progressed it to the point to where a person wanted to kill them, take them all the way out of here, and even change their whole life and put they whole freedom on the line just to see this person gone. Ratchet TV was talking last night about somebody was after him. I was like, and I was talking to him. But what I start to get from what I was hearing, the spirit of it all, it's almost as if how a person like, I want that smoke. They want them views, but not understanding the way that you're going about getting those views is going to cause you more problems than it is going benefit you. That ain't good. Because people see us. Y'all are watching me. This is a very small world. Folks get to talking about certain stuff, whatever the case is. You don't know how certain folks feel about that when they hear you talking about certain stuff, like all this whole Mo3 stuff. I mean, if you got a position on it, you got a position on it. But I mean, to get to the point to where, like that boy was up there talking about F Mo3 or whatever the case is, brother, that is too much. Folks want to get the, putting those two artists, which I'm not gonna mention their names or whatever, but we all know who they're talking about them men and their involvement, with Mo3's death or whatnot. Why? What does it benefit you to bring that type of heat on yourself? And you go out in public because you talking about street stuff and you ain't even connected to the streets like that. Then you be talking about the stuff. So where your protection gonna come from, or where do you get the green light to be speaking on stuff like that? And as if what you're saying won't have an effect on a person's mindset And all of that energy is toxic in the first place. And you got some people that live in that energy, waiting for some bullshit, waiting for something to take their negativity out on. Somebody, and I hate to say it because it's inevitable, somebody gonna end up having to, something gonna happen to somebody because of all of this Mo3 talk to one of these bloggers. I hate to say it, I'm not no prophet or nothing like that, but look at the energy that's being stirred up in it. Ain't nothing good gonna come from that. Wretched name and the money emoji is bringing. Ooh. Sean, I saw that, bro. I told that boy last night, I said, man, he kind of trying to get folks to throw that sign. I said, boy, do you know that's the sign of the devil? That's a satanic sign, brother. Wow. Wow. Mm-hmm. Hey, what's this? We've been on this live for 35 minutes and 53 seconds. I forgot exactly when I said what I said, but I bet you I can be quoted on what I just said. Something gonna happen to one of these bloggers. Because they playing with the devil. The Bible say death and life is in the power of the tongue. Do you know what that means? They didn't say death and life is in the power of the gun. It's death and life is in the power of the tongue. Our spiritual conditioning is going to forever have precedent in what's going to happen. Because what comes out of your mouth is going to come back to you. You reap what you sow. The same way that you put seeds up in the ground, if you put a lily seeds in the ground, you're going to grow lilies. You get the talking negativity, you're going to get negativity back. And sometimes, and nowadays, they try to redefine if you, even if you're talking positive, so you liable to get some negative on that as well. But I'd rather get a return on negativity, you know, for my positivity. I'd rather that than negative and negative. Me being negative, somebody coming at me negative. But see, it's reverse too if you think about it. Because it seems like those negative bloggers, they get the most attention. But a person like me, probably not going to get that much attention or views. But the ones that do watch me, that's all that matters. I don't want that negative attention. I don't want it because it ain't going to stick here anyway. It ain't going to stick. I don't have no reason to go back and forth with nobody, and I'm telling some truth. I'm speaking positive because that's all I'm be talking about. If I'm gonna speak, you know, about things that I disagree with or whatnot, and you know, we all have a right to our opinion supposedly. But what is the truth? A lot of times, if I'm gonna speak on something, I'm gonna try to speak the truth. And most of the stuff that I'm gonna speak about is moral stuff, morality, like life and, you know, being better, you know, better attitude, you know, that type of stuff. You know, I might even slip up here and talk about, you know, my business ventures and stuff or whatever. But I really care about my brothers. I am one of those black men that really do care. I have a 4-year-old daughter. Me and my lady are still together. That is not common nowadays. We're not married. And I do need to marry her. Lord knows that's my lady. I'm gonna marry her. I need to do that. I know it. I can't sit up here and talk about nobody when it comes to that because I'm guilty right now as far as that. And I got another baby on the way right now. But I'd never leave her. That's another statistic that needs to get broken. You're gonna make children by these women. You know, you need to think about that. Like, why you want your seeds out here naked without your protection in 2021? Your viewership will grow. Many people in comments were searching for your channel name. Make sure you leave that when you are a guest on others' platform. I will. I appreciate Mr. Epps. Y'all help me. My channel is the Sophisticated Black Strong channel. See, I don't even know how this is showing to you guys. I don't know if it's showing through my actual channel itself or am I live on my YouTube? I don't know. I saw that this was a platform that Ratchet TV was using, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can use that. That was meant for me to run into him last night like I did. I was on there with them for almost 3 hours. I couldn't even sleep because of what they was talking about. I done woke my baby up. She done came in there and laid with me on the couch or whatever. I'm like, well, I must be too loud. But it was some real stuff being talked about. But the one thing I didn't appreciate, if Ratchet TV, if you watch this, and you know, Lord know, you know, I appreciate you as a black man and the platform that you got. But brother, you gonna have to quit being so wishy-washy. You can't be like, you don't want, he didn't want nobody talking about, he wanted to be able to talk about God when he wanted to talk about God, but then when we start talking about God, then he wanted to shut it down. Like, bro, do you not know that the people, like, we all were helping you? Not only were we helping you as far as your views, because I guess your little view, those viewers and stuff, the subscribers, oh, that is so important. I mean, he want, you know, and I give him his props because I mean, if he utilizing this as a business, I get it. I get it. I give you your props. I want to support your business. I do. I want to support it. I feel like you get, you know, you getting the views and you getting the subscribers or whatnot. So your platform need to be utilized in a way that is going to help people, in my opinion. But your channel is called Ratchet TV. What else can I expect from something ratchet? So I guess I'm kind of out of my league or out of bounds with expecting that from that brother there. Maybe I won't get that from him, and maybe I would. I don't know. I don't want to subject him to just the name of his platform, because we all can change. We all don't have to just subject ourselves to the conditions that we in, or even the mindset that we in at the time, especially when it's wrong. Because change is necessary a lot of times. You know, and it may take something. That's why I was saying I don't want disaster to happen to people for them to have to, you know, to start making different decisions. Like, take your ego out of your decision making. Don't worry about what nobody think about you. Just do the right thing. Just do the right thing. And if the right thing don't benefit you a lot of times, like, you know, give an example of, you know, how, you know, we say something to somebody sometimes and out of anger. Some people just leave it at that. They ain't gonna say nothing. They just leave it at that. You know, but I feel like it makes you a bigger person when you can look at that other person and just say, you know what, I apologize for that. You know, I shouldn't have said that to you. And you know that you was wrong for that. Like, inside of yourself, you know you was wrong. Just be honest, like, you know, I was wrong for that. I shouldn't have said that. I didn't mean that. Sometimes we do and say stuff out of anger. That's the wrong source of energy to do anything in. I've even heard people on certain platforms and stuff, like, really celebrating their negative energy. Like, that's who they supposedly are. I don't appreciate that. You can be like that all you want to, true enough. But see, it's counterproductive to change. To be angry and, you know, and then just say that, you know, some of these people got platform stuff. It's this one particular person, and I don't like him. I ain't gonna say his name, but I don't like him. When you don't put your phone number out there for people to call you, and when they call, what's up, bro? Oh, what the fuck you know, talking crazy to people. Like, bro, like, he even talked crazy to me one time. I spontaneously called because I wanted to talk to him about the Lord, you know, because I felt like he might have been a God-fearing man or whatever. I wanted to, you know, holler at him about that, but he talked crazy to me. Didn't even get a chance to. I'm like, what the hell? He just is playing in a chaotic space on YouTube where their style and street balance is the undertone, and he is becoming a victim to a degree. Mr. Epps, who you talking to specific? You talking about Ratchet, right? I think you're talking about Ratchet. You might be right. I really do feel like dude has a good spirit. I do that. I picked up on that too. It's just that wishy-washiness, bro. That's counterproductive to what, you know, I really feel like he has the ability to have for himself. You know what I'm saying? But controversy sells. You know, one of the guys that was on there, Mr. Hezekiah, he was like, you know, I like the mess. I ain't gonna sit up here in front myself. You know, a part of me, and as a man, I be wanting to see what's going on. I like to watch fight videos and stuff too. I don't want to be a part of them, but it's a guilty. I got, you know, a guilty pleasure that I like to sit up there and watch that stuff. I've even, you know, took in interest, you know, to a degree about, you know, folks talking about Mo3 death and stuff like that. I've been watching. It's interesting, Very interesting how invested some people are in that whole situation, and they don't have nothing to do with it. When we got living people that need that energy, living people that need that type of focus to help change those that are living, to help change our precedent moving forward. We need to be using Mo3 and King Von and other people like that as examples on what not to do. Use their situations on what not to do. Not to continue to perpetuate that spirit that caused them to be in that situation. Us as black men, we all want to have this image of you know, I'm bad. I guess, you know, I'm over that. I know who I am at the end of the day. Ain't no sense in me getting all, you know, acting out gangster and stuff on no camera. For what? Because to me, I was saying to them yesterday, this morning, I'd rather be labeled just a strong man than a gangster. I'm not no gangster. I done been around gangsters. You know, growing up in Little Rock, Arkansas, I was around nothing but bloods. Some big bloods. If you ever seen Banging in Little Rock, some of them folks that was up in there, I know them. I grew up around that. That don't move me. That gangster stuff. What moved me is when a man can look himself in the mirror and know what right and wrong is, and actually applying it to be able to have conversations with other men like himself. It ain't nothing like, I mean, and everybody don't get a chance to experience this, but have you ever been in the presence of a bunch of alpha men, like elders, like, you know, they might be, you know, 50, 60, you know, plus years old, sitting around drinking, playing cards, whatever the case they're doing. The way that some of these men, these little boys act nowadays, they couldn't dare even be invited into an atmosphere like that. Because those men are set apart. They have been there, done it, and seen some stuff. And you could really learn some stuff. We got to learn how to be humble in certain situations. Being around older people, for me, have taught me how to be humble in certain situations. Understand that this, I don't have to fight in this situation. I don't have to get aggressive I can be assertive, but I don't have to be aggressive and come out with angry energy. To say my piece. I want to post this video that I had a situation I dealt with the police a couple of days ago where I got stopped and whatnot. I mean, they was literally trying to bait me, but I kept my tone right. I kept my attitude right. And I eventually, you know, I was like, look, if y'all don't have, because they trying to have a whole conversation with me. You ain't never had a good experience with the police. I was like, sir, look, I said, I don't mean no disrespect. I say, but I'm just trying to get back to my daughter. I say, you guys ran my driver's license. Everything is fine. I got insurance, everything. So I just want to be able to go back home. All right, well, you have a good day. What else is to talk about? I don't have no point to prove to them officers how bad I am. I'm going to post that video for the sake of showing other black men on how you're supposed to handle yourself when you're dealing with the police. You don't handle them as you're afraid of them. What you got to be afraid of? They men just like you. They put their pants on just like you do. It's about your attitude when you're dealing with authority. They have assumed authority and they got powers invested in them. They're giving them the right to do what they do. That's just like if you go up in your boss's office trying to put your feet up on his desk, you liable to get fired. You can't just act the way you want to act around authority. Say what you want to say without consequence. Maturity will start to straighten you up when it start getting to that point like that. That's what I'm talking about. I have suffered enough loss and seen enough of my brothers suffering losses because of a temporary emotional event. I'm guilty, y'all. I'm guilty. We tend to even lose our families and our relationships because we don't know how to handle ourselves emotionally. My lady, I love her with everything that's in me. But when I tell you that girl, that got an attitude, woo, Lord have mercy. When she want to, I'm gonna give you a deeper thing about me. Me and my lady got into it so bad one time, which I didn't put my hands on it, but I ended up catching a charge. In Texas, the state will pick that shit up so quick. I didn't even know that. I didn't do nothing. But they still charged me. I tried to fight it. They even knew that I didn't put my hands on her. She told them. But we got into it. True enough, we got into it. Somebody called the police, and I left the scene. I didn't stay there. I left the scene. So months later, I ended up getting stopped in my car and come to find out I had a warrant out for my arrest. And found out what it was or whatever. After I told my lady, she was like, I didn't press no charges against you or nothing. I didn't even, I'm like, so why am I having to go through this? That's Texas for you. But see, you know what? Regardless, I had to take ownership of that. Y'all, I was on probation for 18 months for something that I ain't even do. I didn't even, it wasn't that extreme. I'm going to put it like that. It wasn't that extreme. It wasn't no reason for them to go that far. But they did. And you know the reason why it was justified for them to is because of me allowing my emotions to get out of line. I'm only responsible for my actions. My lady and her talking crazy, whatever she did or whatever, to provoke a response out of me. Like, I should have had my head in the right place, but I was so upset or whatever that I didn't, and I reacted. I started acting in a way that was just aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And it turned into something else. If my lady was sitting here right now, I would say the same thing in front of her, cause we stay together. No, she not in no abusive relationship, but see, I don't mind telling my truth, because the reason why I'm telling my truth, because I want folks to understand that I'm not sitting here trying to act as if I got it all together, like I just done made it, and I have. That's the reason why I can stand in front of y'all today in my truth, because I overcame that. And I want to help other brothers to overcome that tonight. I don't want you to have to go through what I went through because of temporary emotion. I don't want you to have to suffer loss. I want you to win. I want to see my brothers win. I mean that. I want to see y'all win. And if I can help you, just to give you just a little bit of a word, just a little bit of motivation to help you get through whatever situation that you're dealing with. But it always starts with yourself. And it always start out, most problems that we end up having, it always start and stop with the stuff that come from our mouth. We got to learn how to watch our mouth, y'all. Not just say stuff just because, oh, I'm grown, I can say what I want to say. You might can, but is that maturity though? And my thing is, what are you going to attract by what you're saying from your mouth? Is it gonna attract positive, or is it gonna attract negative? It's something that's gonna have to start being taken into consideration when we, operate out here in this world, in this new world. Because it's amazing how even words nowadays can cause you a world of problems. Just because of, I can say what I want to say. No, you can't. Not now. We can't even say what we want to say when it comes to this internet stuff. They'll shut your videos down, and they'll start an investigation on you. All kind of stuff that can happen just because of what you say. That's why they say whatever you say can and will be held against you in the court of law. Whatever you say. They didn't say whatever you do. They say whatever you say. Because they know that's where it starts. You have a right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Why do you think they give you that disclaimer? Telling you better shut the fuck up. You better hush your mouthpiece. That's why they tell you don't talk to nobody but your attorney if you find yourself in a legal issue. Talk to no police. Because they don't have your favor. They don't have you at best interest. They the enemy. What you want to talk to them for? That's why when they stop me, they want to try to talk to me like we cool. No. I don't want to talk to you. I don't have to. You are conducting business. And it ain't the type of business I want to be conducting anyway. This is forced upon me. So I want to get up out of this business transaction as fast as I can without having to suffer any loss. So therefore, according to the way that I respond to them, it's probably going to be the way that the outcome of it all. Emotional maturity, y'all. If y'all got anything from this, I would ask that y'all, like and subscribe to my channel, like all the other bloggers. Like and subscribe to this channel, y'all. This is a sophisticated Black Strong channel. This is what you're going to get from this channel here. Real stuff. I want to be able to get to the point to where I got brothers I bring into here. We communicate and chop it up about some stuff. I'm not controlling. No, this is a free space. I want to have real conversations with real people. That really, even if you ain't where you want to be at, but you willing to be honest enough about it and communicate about it, because you probably can help somebody else. Your struggle gonna help somebody else. Understand that. Let's start trying to help other folks, but and let them know that my life ain't perfect either. I done been through some stuff. As a man, as a black man, I done been through some stuff. Let us help each other be better. Let me help y'all be better, and y'all help me be better. Let's help each other. Real talk. This is for real. This is no game. This is not for views. This is for souls. This is for the sake of happiness, for the sake of renewing the joy in your spirit. So when you go out into the world, that whatever you may encounter, that it doesn't, promote you to have an emotional response, because you at peace. Because I know who I am. I know who I am. I done made my mistakes. I done already done seen this before. I done seen this before. I'm not going to do this no more. I'm not going to have that type of response to that, because I done already seen it. I'm done. Don't invest your attitude and your emotions, in something that's, your temporary emotions that could, affect you long term. Let's start like really, really putting into perspective. Anybody that's watch this, I really do appreciate y'all. I'm going to start. If y'all want to, I want y'all to let me know, in the comments or whatever. I want to start in the morning times, like, when I get up. If y'all want to, let's get on here and let's have a prayer with each other in the morning times if we can. You know what I'm saying? Like, just start the morning off just, saying a prayer. Like I said, I'm just an average person, y'all. I'm not no minister. I just know God real, and I'm ready for some good stuff to happen. I want to hear some good stories from my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to hear. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Mo3 Def. I'm sick and tired of hearing about these rappers. We living. We are alive. We are alive, y'all. You here. You woke up this morning. You woke up this morning. Thank God for that. You got babies and they woke up healthy. Thank God for that. I thank God. I wake up and I get my baby dressed for school every morning. Take her to school every morning. Kiss my baby. Have a good day, baby. I love you. And you know what? When she get older, she gonna know what it looked like for a man to treat her right. Her mama right. She gonna know that. Because my daddy showed me that. Man shit, real alpha male shit. Come on now. I know y'all can relate to y'all that got babies and stuff, and don't get me wrong when I say this. Even if you're not with your child's mother, because I trust me, like, it ain't nothing but a blessing that me and mine is still together. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. I said to her, she probably get on here and say the same thing. But it's a blessing. But it take you to endure. It take you to get your emotions in order. Because I was talking to my mom, and I'm finna get off here in just a second, but I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she was like, Faye, I want you to understand, you'll never be able to understand no woman. We got some ways about ourselves, we don't even understand ourselves sometimes. That was funny to me, but it was so real. My mama's 64 years old, and she talked to me about some real stuff. And I appreciate her telling me that, because I be getting confused sometimes, because I know how I am. I don't like my feelings to be ruffled, and I don't like nobody talking to me crazy or whatever the case is, but, my lady, have a way about herself. She don't mean no harm. I had to learn not to get in my feelings about it. You know, how do I know she ain't feeling some type of way? How I know what she done been through, during the day? Because when things is good, it's good. But we have to take into account that regardless of the standards that you set up over a person, they still got a life and an identity of their own. You know, she's at work right now, pregnant with my son. You know, I make sure when she get to the house, I make sure that everything is clean for her. It ain't necessarily just for her, but for my child too. I make sure, you know, a lot of times I cook. The reason why I do that is because I love her. The reason why I do that is because I want her to know that you got a good man. I'm showing her. You know, I don't feel appreciated all the time, but I still, because that's me. I'm doing, you know, you can't, don't let nobody dictate and define who you are. I chose to be with her, so I'm going to choose to give her what I have to give. I am. And I know over time, God is going to bless it, especially when we choose to become a union, when we get married. But it's time. You know what I'm saying? You have to put yourself in that situation in order for you to grow. Like, you know, didn't nobody tell me how to have a good relationship. Didn't nobody teach me on how to be emotionally mature. It's been trial and error that have taught me this. And when I start to suffering losses because of my poor decision making, that's when I start to wake up and say, man, disaster made me come to the master. Because I got tired of losing. And when I got tired of losing, I started to what's the common denominator? And it was always coming right back to me. My attitude. The way I handled the situation. And it always equal loss if you don't do it right. God bless y'all. I hope you got something from this. I think you did. And again, like and subscribe to my channel, y'all. This is what it is. The Sophisticated Black Strong channel. I ain't on that Mo3 mess. You know what I'm saying? God bless him. And I wish him well, wish his family and his kids and the whole situation with that very well. But that's not what time I'm on. I want to talk to the living. I want to talk to my brothers that's still alive that got a chance to do something different. Let's change some stuff. God bless y'all.